Alicia, Pozsony, welcome to Empower Network TV. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Amos, for having me.
My pleasure. Well, when you said, power your life, I want to hear all about that because who doesn't want power in their life? I want power in my life. So we're going to talk about some things you offer and, where you've been, what you overcome, your story of why you even created these books, these emotional life that help you through life. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with what you offer or your story of how you got here? What do you prefer?
So, yeah, I'd like to start with my story, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I I have a life right now that I love. I love the life. I live in a house that's big enough for me and my family. It's in a park-like setting. I can set my own hours. I have the freedom to attend my kids' games, not be stuck in a 9 to 5. And it's something that is this way now, but it wasn't always this way. So I have had a transformation throughout my life. And this this is the true story I'd like to share with you and all the viewers and listeners today. I came from a dysfunctional upbringing. I started out in a broken home. My mother was mentally ill. I was abandoned by my father. We were left homeless, and there was a fire where I was living when I was 5, so we lost everything. Luckily, not our lives. We were out at the time, but everything that happened to my mother and then to me was something that transitioned forward into my life. Because imagine you go through the stages of adolescence, not having the structure, not having stability, not having the environment to go forward into college or believe in yourself. So I started out really lacking many of the things that a person needs to be successful and feel fulfilled and have a positive life, really. So when I became in the middle of my life, I became midlife, and I would tell people my story. They said, "This is just amazing. How did you get to where you are today?" And when I sat down and put some thought to it, it was just a few months that I realized I have this proven process that I used repeatedly to overcome whatever obstacles that I was facing. So I put that into the first book that I published, Emotional Strength Explained. It's a self-help workbook, and it really walks you through the steps that I've used throughout my life to become successful, to overcome all these obstacles that were out of my control. And this book, I'll tell you, it's worked for people who have had issues with relationships, with jobs, with physical issues like weight gain or overeating or smoking, wanting to give up habits. So this book is easy to use. It's not a 300-page book, and it's proven. It's even helped people in their journey through transgender and other issues. I mean, it's amazing. It really is.
It reminds me of, I was going to say, it reminds me of Disney. Do you like Disney? Because it reminds me of Disney princess stuff, the way it looks.
Does it? It's the lotus flower. So it's light and the lotus flower. So
Yeah.
the symbolism isn't Disney. I like Disney. Who doesn't? But
Yeah.
it's one it's something that really has a little bit of everything. It helps you define health. It helps you to get support if you need it. It helps you to take those steps if you're not ready to actually open up, or you don't have the money for the counseling that you might think you need.
Can you give people give them a one or two nuggets from the book? Let's tease people. So what's one or two things the book will help them practically do?
Yeah. So one of the things I love about it, and you may not, other people may not, but it helps you to be honest with yourself. So that's the first step in my Power Your Life programs, whether it's this book, Emotional Strength Explained, or the other programs that I offer. When you're honest with yourself, you're not trying to be like anyone else. You're not trying to meet anyone else's expectations, but it allows you as the first step to understand what emotional strength is. It's what helps you get through those challenges that you faced. And then be honest with yourself, because that is where the change will start to happen. You'll begin to say, okay, I don't like this particular trait about myself, but it's okay, because there's hope, there's a path that you can take in order to change that, to make your life better and live a life of joy. Which, let's face it, it's not easy to do. But again, this approach helps you to face yourself, feel your emotions, and take the steps where you face that self-doubt, and you're able to move forward to live that inspired life.
Awesome. So let's talk about how you discovered it. How did you create this? What did you have to go through to do this?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I have a lot of challenges that I had to face. So I was out of high school. I didn't graduate high school. I had too many absences because I didn't have structure to stay in school and go every day. I didn't go to college right out of high school. Obviously, I was able to realize that I didn't have to stay in the environment that I was in. So through faith, through a belief in myself, I was able to move forward and take steps, right, without going to other places that were really dark and unhealthy. I was able to recognize that. And I think some of this really came from a belief in myself, an empowerment that I felt that I always had. And if we talk about that word a minute, power, power is a lot of things, right? It could mean it's money to you. It could be a state that you're in. It could be a position you hold, a ranking. It could be beliefs of others that, people believe in you. But power to me really it stands for, P is for purpose. O is when you own it. W is the winning. E is evolving, and R is receiving. So if you think of power, it's really where you use knowledge to activate a life that you can live and really evolve and love that life. This is where you thrive, right? So that's what I'm here to do. My goal is to reach as many people as I can. And I'm doing that now. I have a radio show called Resilient You with Alicia Pozsony. Every week we have different people. We have top talent, authors, we have celebrities, we have different guests come on the show where we talk about this very topic of resilience and maintaining that power in your life to move forward through the challenges. So definitely connect with me on Resilient You with Alicia Pozsony. It's broadcast in over 300 countries. We have it on Apple Music, and as well, you can find the episodes on Spotify and iHeart as well. So, my journey, it's just taken off since I realized I wanted to align with my authentic self and help other people. I've connected with people in all walks of life as a career coach. I did career coaching for a number of years, helping thousands to bridge that gap and reach their goals. It's amazing just to see that transformation. I've also worked with parents on parenting. I've been trained as ArtGrow, which is a framework for people, mainly the children who go through trauma and their caregivers. So if you have a child that has autism, you have a child that has different neurologic conditions, there's a program that as a parent or caregiver, you can learn the skills and techniques to help deal with those challenges as well. So my journey, it's really just taken me full circle in the past couple of years to be able to offer these things. And for the kids, there's this book, which I created with my daughter. It's called Fun Book, like a diary, but more fun. It's for kids ages 5 to 7 to teach them about their emotions, to teach them about what it's like to be a better friend. It's done in a picture format, and there's games. Caregivers can work with them to fill out this book, but it's really meant to be theirs, and it helps relationship building as well.
Hmm.
I'm so excited. I have another one coming in the near future for the next age group, 8 to 12. And as well, I have the Power Your Life book, which is coming out. And that is to support my other initiative, which is the Power Your Life membership. I have many other things planned in that as well, for retreats and just different services. There's webinars, there's communication. There's a whole series on communication, which is key and as well tied in to give people back influence, impact, and income.
So I'd like to know, for some people watching, how you got all this started, though. What were some key defining moments where things you came to realize that allowed you to lock in and do all of this? It sounds like there's lots of things you're doing, and for people to resonate with it, how did you rise up to start doing all this? What were some turn point moments you had, defining
Mhm.
moments?
So the first one I'll share is um, when I grew up, I found my soulmate and we got married. And in my career choice, I was working in IT. I was um, actually at a point where I realized I wasn't happy. Even though I was in these jobs for 6 months or 3 months, I was fulfilling the assignments, completing the work. I was good at what I did, but I wasn't fulfilled. So it was like I was living this day in, day out. I got pregnant. I had my first child, and I was out of work because of the economy at the time. And I realized that I really didn't want to go back to that life of being a consultant, working these short term jobs. I really wanted to get to the root. So when I began my side business of a career coach, New Resume, New You is the business I started in 2014. I did that because I wanted to break free from that personal struggle that I was facing. So I wanted my career to be more meaningful and to give back to others. So that was really the first turning point where I realized I wanted to do something different, right? I wanted to do something with my life. And um, you can imagine, well, maybe you can't, I don't know, but I was a new mother. I had come up in my own life without stability, and I certainly wanted that for my children, right? I wanted to provide for them in a way that they got more than I did. So it was a bit of a struggle in the years thereafter because my son had ADHD. He was very hyper. He was misbehaved. People would look at me on the airplane or in the stores like, get control of your kid. Well, little did they know this is not a normal child, right? This child was not able to follow the same steps that other kids could follow, right? The timeouts didn't work. The rewards didn't work, So I learned very quickly that people's brains work differently. And so I went to school. I took some classes, college classes. I went to a local school first. Then I went to Rutgers University, and I got additional training because I knew that, I wasn't going to be fulfilled just doing that same, tech job where I just, worked for a wage. So let me bring you to another phase. We were going through a situation where we didn't have enough money to cover the bills. And we had Christmas. Christmas was here. I didn't have money to buy the gifts for the family that I wanted. My husband's family, they were always well off, and I couldn't give them the things I wanted. So I cut magazine clippings of the things I would have bought them if I had the money. And that point, it was so low in my life, because here I am trying so hard to be successful, trying to be happy, trying to make everyone else happy as a woman in my life. That's what I did. I was not able to buy the gifts. Here I am giving magazine clippings on Christmas. And it was just such a low point.
Wow. That's quite
yeah,
that's a lot.
And so here I am, first of the year rolls around, and I had a mentor who I personally felt was a gift, right? I don't know how I connected with this person, but he was doing personal branding. He was doing, he had a modeling agency. He was helping models to reach their full potential, something totally different. But he ended up being my mentor, and he spoke open and honest. He said things to me that I would never even say to myself. He helped me to understand that the abandonment that had happened in my past was replaying itself over and over again. So I realized that I could take this same practice and help others to evolve, to learn what they have been through is not something that they have to go through, but something they can grow through.
Wow. And that story about Christmas, man, that's, you wrapped up things clipped from papers or whatever magazines and gave it, like that's my heart felt that one, because as a kid, I went through Christmases where we didn't get much, and that's a hard one, especially when you want to get something nice, you want to give something nice, and then to feel that tension of Christmas adds a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And
Wow.
That's a thing where people have pressures. And when you reach that stage where you can align, and Amos, you can probably relate to this, because here you are in your life and you have this empowerment network, which is just amazing. You're moving this message out into different countries, and I just am so thankful for this opportunity to connect with you. It's such a great thing to do, especially with the world the way it is now. All of the challenges we have. Look at the COVID pandemic. You look at the economy and different things that are happening around us. It's so important to stay positive and be able to look to a future that can really give you something back.
Well, I appreciate you being here today, Alicia. Alicia Pozzone. I love it, the
Right.
Italian. So
Yes.
I'm going to be tagging you in this interview. Are people free to reach out on Facebook and connect with you?
Yes, I would love that. I have a new Power Your Life program that is available on Facebook. They can find me as A. Pozsony or Alicia Pozsony on all the socials. The book is available on Amazon, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold. It's in other countries as well, but only in English language at the moment. Again, if you reach out now, you can get your email to me, and you'll be the first to get on the list for the new Power Your Life program that I have that's being launched. The emotional strength is part of it, but I'm going to be releasing a different membership program where people can really find their superpower. They can connect one-on-one with me, as well as get in a group with others with like-minded, forward thinkers. And it's really something that I'm happy to bring out into the world. there are different things for each person at different levels. So again, connect with me now, DM me, send your email address, and I'm glad to add you to the list of what's up and coming.
Thank you, Alicia, for being here. If you've been watching, listening to Empower Network TV, Alicia's been talking about some, some real things that a lot of us have faced and face. So reach out to her, connect with her if this resonates with you, and let her know in the chat, in the comments, what you appreciate about her today. So thank you so much, Alicia, for being here. I'll send you the links after this. So expect those in your inbox today, later on. And thanks for being in Empower Network.
Thank you. And everyone, remember, you don't have to just go through it. You can grow through it.
Love that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you.